Good afternoon. It's great to be here on the stage of Mackinac and representing arts and culture. You have heard in the last days how many people have lost confidence on the American identity, civic identity, that includes institutions like the government, the media, and also businesses. In my presentation today, I would like to speak about how museums can help rebuild that confidence, can help rebuild this trust in society. And I wanted to illustrate that concept with this wonderful image of the new museum in DC, the Museum of African American Culture. These museums and others not only have the possibility to rebuild trust in society, but also, more importantly, they provide tools to citizens to be better prepared for their lives. My name is Salvador Salort-Pons. I am the director of the Detroit Institute of Arts. And before I became director, I spent many years working in historical archives and libraries. I'm a trained art historian, I'm a scholar, and I am very familiar with factual information on how to interpret it to write objectively history. Historians are, if you will, a little bit like news reporters of today. But there is a small difference. Historians cover the events of the past. After my training as a historian, I spent a couple of years working in university as a teacher. And then I moved on into the museum world, and I worked as a curator. At the time, museums were seen as organizations that collected, that researched, and conserved works of art, and educated the visitors with the information that emerged from those art objects. Art objects, the collections, were at the center of museums. And from that information that we gathered from them, we were able to write the narrative of our artistic culture. Over time, and especially in the past years, museums and cultural organizations have gained new relevance in our society. They keep our culture, they keep our history, and through scholarly work and interpretation, they shape, define the social identity of our world, something that we can refer to. It's a point of reference for us. Is something that we trust. As a matter of fact, research shows that museums and cultural organizations are some of the most trusted institutions in the United States and around the world, well above institutions in the government, the media, and businesses. But museums are not just buildings that keep works of art and treasure facts. Our collections have become platforms in which we present issues that are of interest to our societies, themes with which our communities wrestle with, or just amazing exhibitions that they really love to enjoy. Museums are creating spaces for multiple perspectives, where people from different backgrounds, from different communities can come and, inspired by the works of art, can share their opinion about the world in a safe place and without being judged. Understanding how others think, learning how to listen, creating a space of empathy energized by the power of art are some of the greatest opportunities that museums can offer to our audiences. Museums are more than museums. In our daily work, we go beyond the walls of our buildings. We engage with our communities, and we ask them, what are the hopes for our organizations? What is the vision? We also bring our ideas, concepts, and programs with the hope of getting feedback. And with that information, we work in our museum with our experts, our teams, our connoisseurs, to create programs and exhibitions that, on the one hand, have the museum quality that is necessary, and on the other, connect with those communities in a meaningful way. Creating that double direction dialogue allows us for a deeper relationship with our communities and help us create an environment of union and trust in which, I promise you, our societies can thrive. We not only provide trust to our communities, we also provide to the individuals of those communities, the students, the seniors, any general visitors, with the tools to be prepared, to be better prepared for their lives. Our programs and exhibitions allow us to help them develop the critical thinking skills. We offer them opportunities to expand their creativity so they become better problem solvers. When they leave the building, our seniors, our students, our general visitors, they are better prepared for their lives. They can face the challenges of daily life in a better way. They can make better decisions. Museums are places for union. We bring people together. And remember what our Governor Snyder said yesterday. It's very important that people come together and do things together, because that creates bonds of trust. What a better place than a museum to bring people together and create the bonds of trust. Museums are also places when we engage our visitors, and we show them how it's very possible to understand the world in different ways, so we can change the opinion they have about the world. Museums have extraordinary collections, encyclopedic collections, that are becoming the mirrors of our society, where our communities can see themselves reflected and included. Museums are ultimately places where we keep unbiased information. Think about Midtown Detroit. Think about our cultural district and the organizations that sit and live in this amazing area. Very few cities in the country have a cultural district like Detroit does. These organizations provide trustworthy information in the arts, in the history, in science, and in many other fields. Altogether, these institutions, with the DIA, we are creating a town square, a plaza, in which we provide an environment of honesty, openness, and equity. Isn't this environment in which we can bring the different communities from different backgrounds together, with different opinions about the world, and we can create the space for the understanding and the agreement? So think how museums and other organizations in Midtown Detroit are becoming a tool for the community, where we can create a space of equity and trust. And this is the most important part. A space of equity and trust where we can nurture the individuals that will lead our country in the future. The individuals that will be the leaders of our businesses and media, those businesses and media that we want and we need to trust. So trust is paramount for our organizations. Trust is paramount for our society. And the museums play an incredible role encouraging it. I want to finish this presentation with a quote by Frederick Douglass, which is so pertinent. Trust is the foundation of society. Where there is no truth, there can be no trust. And when there is no trust, there can be no society. Thank you very much.